everyone, so sorry I had to split this up into two parts just mainly because I started to ramble on for so long. So this is part two of the trimester one workout food and fitness video. So obviously this part is about food and just a few supplements, mainly BCAAs and things like that I've used, and any adjustments. So I hope you enjoy. So as I was saying before, before I was pregnant, I wasn't bulking, but I was going for that sort of lean, muscular look and trying to lift heavier and things. So my diet that went with that tended to be 3 main meals during the day that were probably larger than your average person's meal. I wasn't really snacking too much in between, but yeah, I was having large meals, high in protein, high in good fats, low in saturated fats, and low in carbohydrates. By carbohydrates, I mean more starchy carbs, like bread, pasta, lots of grain, things like that. But I would still get carbohydrates from mainly vegetables. So I'd substitute for like sweet potato and then just a varied diet of vegetables and fruit and veg basically. So that's where I was mainly getting my carbohydrates from. I've always had a low sugar diet, just because I'm a bit of a health freak anyway, so that hasn't really changed. I've been quite lucky in the way that I haven't been craving any sweet foods, and I've still been craving healthy foods. I was taking BCAAs, and I would tend to have a protein shake when I got in from the gym. So I guess the main changes for me has been in the first trimester with sickness and tiredness. I've had to try and force myself to eat smaller meals and break it up during the day. Now, because I've gone from eating large meals, portion control is definitely a problem to me. And I've been so worried about just piling on the weight in this first trimester, just because I get hungry and I'm not filled that easily because of the size of the meals that I eat. My partner's a big eater and I like quite happily keep up with him, and obviously I was packing back lots of protein and lots of good fats, which are really filling anyway. So to break meals down into smaller portions, aiming for 5 or 6 meals a day is really difficult. I've ended up finding that I eat the normal person sized lunch for at 10 o'clock after I've had a massive breakfast at 8, and then I'd be hungry again for lunch. So it's been really difficult to try and make those sorts of changes. I'm quite looking forward to now coming to the end of trimester 1 and into trimester 2 that thankfully the sickness has stopped. So I'm trying to resume back to the way that I was before with larger meals, because that has been difficult. But I would recommend trying to keep to your normal calorie intake that you were on before. Obviously making sure that you've got enough sustenance for your workouts, but yeah, breaking it up definitely helps with the sickness, and taking a snack to the gym or something like that might help you before your workout, just for that little bit of boost of energy. So I've also started to include more carbohydrates. I think that's probably the biggest change, other than breaking the meals down. Carbohydrates has definitely had to make a bit of a comeback. I've tried to stick with eating high protein just because it's good for you anyway, low saturated fat, obviously, trying to keep all the good fats going, lots of micro and macronutrients, but carbohydrates have definitely made a return, and that is mainly because all I have wanted to eat is toast, and there's nothing being able to stop me. I guess again though, it's like, listen to your body. If your body is telling you that you need carbohydrates, then you probably do need carbohydrates, or at least convince yourself that you do, because that's going to be a lot easier in the long run. Again, going into trimester 2, this craving has died down quite a bit, and I'm just keeping an eye on it really. I don't feel too guilty for it. I mean, a piece of toast isn't going to kill you. I was pretty much including toast in every single meal, but that's not the point. So thankfully for me, I have been craving quite healthy food. I've been craving avocado, anchovies, tuna, smoked salmon, and eggs, which quite a lot of those things are quite strange for me, especially considering the first time I was pregnant, I could not stand fish at all. Like the idea of it, the smell of it, anything, I couldn't, no. So craving anchovies and tuna and smoked salmon has just been completely strange. Maybe I've got a different gender. Maybe I'm having a boy this time. No, but I'm quite happy with that. I mean, I didn't even really like avocados that much before, but now I'm absolutely obsessed, and I seem to need a poached egg with absolutely everything. So it's not bad things to crave. I guess I've been really lucky in that respect, but it is so important when you're pregnant and generally, obviously, to try and eat healthily anyway. But I think even more so when you're pregnant, you know, you're supplying all your nutrients to this baby that you're trying to grow. Your body's working so hard. I've been so lucky to not get ill so far. Like, everyone around me has had viruses, colds, the flu. There's been norovirus. There's been loads, and touch wood, I so far have been okay. And I think that's probably a combination of good diet. I haven't been craving sweet things like chocolate, or obviously I haven't been drinking. I've been taking Pregnacare vitamins, so all of these things have probably helped. Yeah, so I've been really quite lucky in that respect, and it's definitely something that I'd recommend, is trying to eat just a healthy, balanced, varied diet and drinking lots of water, which is one thing that I have struggled with. I don't know why. I used to be really big on drinking water. Like, everywhere I'd go, I'd always be drinking my bottle of water. This time around, I've had to start using lemon, lime, oranges inside of the water just because I've gone off the taste. I don't know if anyone else has that, but it's really strange. But yeah, that's a good tip anyway, is just to start putting lemon, lime, orange, anything you fancy into your water, just to encourage yourself to drink more. So other than switching to Pregnacare instead of my multivitamin, there hasn't been that much of a change in the things that I'm taking. I guess you'd call them supplements. Obviously, I wasn't taking anything extreme before. I've never taken pre-workout or anything like that. I'm still taking BCAs. I looked into this a lot because I was worried that it would have some sort of strange effect, or interfering with caffeine levels or anything like that, but it's completely safe. I have switched to a different brand just because it's vegan and a slightly different mixture. I'm not vegan, but it just felt like having more natural products and something was a better idea being pregnant. So I'm currently using BCA 8.1 to 1 mix of leucine, isoleucine and valine. This is FSA Nutrition. I just got this on Amazon. It wasn't too expensive and it had really good reviews for its taste, which is quite hard to find. I did try a different vegan protein that I just didn't get on with. It tasted really powdery. This comes in 300-gram box. It's got 42 servings in it. A serving is quite small actually, so a little bit does go a long way. It looks like a really, when it turned up I was like, what size is that? But it does go further than what you think. I've been using this before and during workouts, just because I like the taste of it on the way to the gym, so I start drinking it, and then I definitely find it helps with my recovery and with my energy levels, even if it's just because it's a distraction. I have no idea. But it's definitely helped with recovery. I didn't have my BCAs for about 2 weeks, and the next day I was aching and things. I know people react differently with BCAs and people have mixed reviews and opinions. I think everyone is different with them. But yeah, this one has really worked for me. And I got this in the orange flavour. Vegan orange lemonade. So that is not going to focus. But I'll put a link for that in the description box down below if anyone is interested. You should have a look. It has got really good reviews. Other than that, I haven't really been taking protein shakes just because of the way that my meal patterns have gone back to eating slightly larger meals. I think probably my calorie intake has gone up during the day anyway, so I just haven't been hungry when I've been getting in from the gym. That's about it. I'm just going to leave it here now. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it was interesting and not just one long ramble. Any suggestions or tips on maybe the way I can structure it in the future, completely welcome. I just find it really interesting to be able to share pregnancy fitness information. I found it really hard in my first pregnancy because I was worried about working out or just burnout or muscle problems, things like that. I was working full time, so I just felt constantly tired. So yeah, this time around I just want to encourage other people that it's okay to still carry on, just to listen to your body. and just make sure that your nutrition's up to scratch so that you can support yourself, basically. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, I'm going to do a second and third trimester update because I imagine that things will change again. But yeah, I hope you have a good day. Bye. Rah, 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 rah. That's all you talk like. You're just like rah, 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 rah. Your tone doesn't change. Gonna have to go pack. Gonna have to go pack. Gonna tie my hair up. 'Cause I'm a tramp.